Hello everyone, myself Dr. Rajesh Zavde, Assistant Professor, DG College of Commerce, Satara. Students, today we are going to discuss about financial planning in Business Administration Paper 4. So if you talk about financial planning, planning is one of the most important functions of the finance manager. Like a doctor who wishes to know the condition of his patient before prescribing a remedy, a finance manager should first know his organization's immediate position in order to formulate plans and act according to those plans. This is because of that the plan should fit the financial capabilities of the company, and therefore financial planning is a part of the overall planning of any business. It refers to the application of planning for the finance function. In other words, financial planning is the process of determining the objectives, policies, procedures, and programs to deal with the financial activities of an organization. So, in short, financial planning is essentially concerned with the economical procurement and profitable use of funds. So, here an organization, whether it is big or small, requires some sort of financial planning. It helps management to avoid waste by following policies and procedures which make possible a closer coordination between the various functions of the organization. So, financial planning also helps the organization in preparing for the future. And that's why an organization without sound financial planning would suffer from shortage of funds, misapplication of funds, and inefficient financial management. So, here the significance of financial planning is for the business, and business concern arises because of its benefits. So, if you would like to understand financial planning, we also need to see the benefits of its. It ensures adequate capital from various sources for the smooth conduct of an organization. Financial planning also ensures stability of business operations by reducing uncertainty about the availability of capital. It ensures liquidity throughout the year by achieving a balance between the inflow and outflow of funds. Financial planning also helps to minimize the cost of financing through the judicious application of scarce financial resources. It facilitates financial control. So here we have to see various importance of financial planning. Now we'll see some important definition. Financial planning consists of capitalization, capital structure, and policies required for proper utilization and administration of capital. Financial planning also refers to estimating the amount of capital and determining its composition. It is concerned with the preparation of plans for the procurement, investment, and administration of funds. Financial planning is the process of determining the objective, policies, procedure, programs, and budgets to deal with financial activities of an enterprise. So, in the word planning itself express or states what kind of content or the task which we needed to completed in the planning or the financial planning. So here now we'll see the other parts of this financial management. So steps, there are important steps of financial management or financial planning. Steps in financial planning. Now we'll see this Financial planning. Financial planning involves four steps. First is establishing objectives. Second is establishing the amount of capital required. Third is determining the capital structure. And fourth, formulating financial policies. So if we talk about this establishing objectives, the first step in financial planning is the formulation of financial objectives in tune with the business objectives. Second, estimating the amount of capital required. The basic aim of financial planning is the determination of the amount of both fixed and working capital required for various needs of the business. Third, determining the capital structure. So what kind of capital structure will be there? We need to decide that. So it refers to the proportion of different kinds of securities raised by a firm as long-term finance. Thus, the financial planner should determine the types of securities to be issued and the relative proportion of each type of security. And final, formulating financial policies. Financial policies are guides to all actions. They deal with procuring, administering, and disbursing the funds of business firms. Financial policies of a business firm may be brought under the following broad categories. So, what are those? So first is policies governing the amount of capital required. Second, policies which determine the control by the parties who furnish the capital. Third, policies which act as a guide in the use of debt or equity capital. Policies which guide management in the selection of sources of funds. And policies which governs credit and collection activities. So these steps are really very important in financial planning. Now we'll see characteristics of good financial plan. What are the characteristics? So first is what? First is simplicity. This is very important. Simplicity, it should be simple and drafted in terms of the purpose for which the enterprise is organized. So simplicity is one. Second is flexibility. Second is what? Flexibility. Third is intensive use. When we talk about flexibility, it should be capable of financing expansions programs without much difficulty. Intensive care or use, it should provide for optimum use of capital. Capital should not remain idle, nor should there be any paucity of capital. If this is not done, the profitability will suffer. Then cost. The cost of raising funds is an important consideration in the formulation of a financial plan. The selection of various sources should be such that the cost burden is minimized or minimal. An excessive burden of fixed charges of the earning of the firm might inflate its cost of capital. Liquidity should be there, objectivity and profitability. These are the also characteristics of a good financial plan. So I hope that you have understood this today's lecture on the financial planning. So here we will stop and we will continue in the next lecture. So thank you one and all.